Hey guys. So, hope you had a good Monday. Kind of chilly this morning, but wanted to, I don't know, chit chat really. So trying to find different ways and information about things I didn't really know about. So, the whole trial and error thing. So, you guys know that I don't drink coffee or pop anymore, and it's water and the B12 Zip Fizz, and flavored shit that goes in the water. But, very rarely anymore do I actually drink green tea. I think might switch up and start a little bit again, but I know that over time that if you have too much B12 in your system, it can cause rash, pimples, stuff like that through what I'm learning about. And when you take a recovering caffeine junkie, basically, and give her B12, it's like I always say, too much of a good thing is still a bad thing. I took the recommended dose, and then there have been one or two times that I've actually took one extra. I'm not saying that's what's wrong with my hands, because I don't really know. All I know is that I've cut back, and they seem to be getting a little bit better. They kind of, I had my gloves on when I got home, I had them on. Did a workout, sweated it up, and my hands were starting to go back to not being cracked. Took them off, ate dinner, and they were breaking out just by sitting there. So husband tells me what he always tells me, look it up. Because it's kind of what I do. I do the research. My skin's not dehydrated because the difference between dehydration and just extremely dry skin are, well, I don't know, me it's interesting, but, it's basically if you can pinch your skin and it goes down slower, it's dehydrated. If it goes back to normal, but obviously there's peeling and cracking, it's dry fucking skin. And the fact that I can take a shower, sit it underwater, and they're fine. So, kind of figuring that out. Not really sure. Did the 30 minutes on the elliptical. I wasn't able to do my hour. I'm going to do 30 minutes or later today. Y'all, woke up in so much pain. Not my shins where I cut it open for being stupid and tripping over a damn pallet of wood, and I had to ask my husband, my dumbass asked my husband, who told him not 4 months ago, keep working out, work through the pain. Why the hell do I hurt so much? And he was like, because your body's riddled with fucking arthritis and you're moving now, so it doesn't like it. So it's gonna hurt and it's gonna fight back. And I thought, and he's like, you told me this 3 months ago. I'm like, yeah, well, you forget that, especially when you have no freaking pain tolerance. And you wake up and you're cracking and shit doesn't work like it's supposed to. Like it's worked for, years. But that's the thing. And I know doctors would just say, well, you're getting older. Bullshit. It's because I have fucked around with my body, didn't treat it healthy, didn't take care of it, and now all of a sudden I'm doing a damn sprint instead of a marathon to try to get my body back in, get my body into a shape I like. And it's not even about getting my body into a shape. It's about just living a healthier lifestyle because, damn it, I don't like being in pain. And the idea that living the rest of my life in hell, I don't want to live that way anymore. I do not want to live in a constant state of hell. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I don't want to anymore. And so that's why I do what I do. Well, like I said, the biggest person I'm fighting, and apparently I'm still fighting it, it's me. So I gotta, fight my body back. Fight my body since I'm pushing harder and harder with this exercise. Anyway, sorry, I digress, but to go back to what I was saying, that I'm cutting out the Zip Fizz. We're going to stick with the Organifi, but we're going to cut out the B12 supplement. Your body makes it, maybe not to the amount that you want it to, but we're going to try it. Because I kept thinking that, like I said, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. I'm thinking that maybe the B12 might have something to do with my hands. My husband seems to think that too, especially when I read off the research that I got. And then Zip Fizz is one of its main things is baking soda. Well, you ever put baking soda with water? So I'm not saying it's bad. It's great. It's worked awesome for the year I've had it, but it's just time up for a change up. You can't really keep the same routine with your body because your body gets used to it. It's kind of like how if you take medication over time, your body builds up a tolerance to it. Your body's a living, breathing thing, so over time, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, your body's going to get used to that. And it just goes, okay, this is the way it is, so it stops working harder. It stops working the way it should. So you got to change it up, confuse it a little bit, and go, oh, we're going to work. That's why that if you... Well, kind of like for me, I used to work in flooring, and until my body got used to heavy lifting, hurt like a bitch. Go from moving tile, lifting tile, transporting tile, pallets of it, boxes of it, grout, 25-pound bags, Go from that to moving refrigerators, washers, dryers, to, appliances. And going, oh my God, I'm weak, but I don't understand because I could lift, I can take a pallet of tile, offload it into a truck, no problem, but you give me a fridge, and I'm like, I don't have it. And it's because that part of the muscle I never used it. So if you want to incorporate every muscle, you've got to change up your routine. You've got to change up routine. We, unfortunately, are creatures of habit, and our habits need to change. Everyone speaks about routine for life, and you got to have everything in order, but if you don't change up your routine when you're younger, you get into that habit where kids got to go to school and everything like that, and then when the kids leave and you no longer have that routine, or the kids get older, when they're little and you have to take them here, here, and here, and then you start to realize you got free time because they got a car and they're going out, then the body doesn't work as much, but the mind sure as hell does because now they're on the road. Okay? You get out of that routine, you get into that routine for a few years, then the kids go away and you're flat out where you might still be working, but you don't have that morning routine, or you go back to work and you realize that you're kind of out of shape. You know what I mean? So always change up your routine, even with the kids. Keep your kids on that routine because they say that's what they need. But even in that, Yeah, they got to go to school. Yeah, they got everything they got to do, but change it up a little bit. Don't always go the same way home. Don't always go the same way to work. Don't always, um, if you're used to just sitting down on lunch, go for a walk. If you're used to if you're used to parking all the way at the end one to get that little bit of exercise, park a little bit closer, but speed walk. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. You know what I mean? Change it up. If you're used to taking the stairs because that's the little bit of exercise you got, speed up your walk. I meant, you ever ran up the stairs? I know you might be in heels, but change it up a little bit. Like I said, we're going to try it. We're going to see how it goes. I know the itching has stopped to a large degree, and God, I'm thankful for it. So, y'all, I hope you have a blessed day. Know I love you. Know I'm here for you. And, like I always say, change it up a little bit today. Love y'all.